Hello everybody, and today is all about the doulas. Part 1 of a 2-part series. Today we'll cover what is a doula, also my top 5 reasons for making sure you have a doula, and a little bit about my story with my pregnancies and choosing doulas. So let's get into it. Hello everybody, and I'm so excited to talk about doulas. Part 1 of this 2-part series is something I'm so passionate about. Before we hop into the material, if you have not subscribed to this channel, hit that subscribe button and that alert bell to get all the latest. So let's get started. So what is a doula? Just what is it? A doula is basically, it's pretty simple, but a doula is a woman who supports another mother throughout her pregnancy, as well as during birth and the labor process and after birth. So doulas are there to help you, almost like your coach, your go-to person. You're right there, eye to eye, moment to moment, tightening to tightening. It's the person that's there as your support, a person that is helping for you to advocate for yourself. That doula certainly does not replace any other people that you want on your team, and it's definitely not any sort of encroachment on your ideas or your thoughts. The doula is there to support you with what you want for your birth, for your baby, for your family, and certainly someone that can just help fill certain gaps. If husband has to go to the restroom, or partner has to go to the restroom, or just have a moment, your doula, not to say that she doesn't need to go too, but you know what I'm saying. You just have that person that's there every single moment, aside from a doctor, aside from a midwife, to just be there for you. Doulas have certainly been around for a very long time. Now it just has maybe a cool name, or a name that more of us are familiar with. But that's basically what a doula is. Someone who's there as a support to you during pregnancy, labor, birth, and after birth. And there are certainly birth doulas as well as postpartum doulas. So I'm just excited about the journey of being a birth doula and being there for moms in a way that someone has been there for me. So I just like to keep it simple. And that's basically, in layman's terms and in basic terms, what a doula is. Okay, so let's talk about my top 5 reasons for making sure that if you're going down the journey or along the path of whether it's your first child or you've got multiple children, get a doula. Oh my gosh. So my top 5 reasons. Reason number 1 would be that most people, and based on statistics, you just feel better about your birth experience. And there's a reason why. So just think about it. If you have someone that throughout the pregnancy, you're talking about great information, great facts, separating kind of the many stories you've heard and some of the misconceptions about birth, even if you've had a child before, a doula is there to kind of help talk to you, educate, answer questions, and have a plan. So we know that plans can change, and you know me, I had a plan A, B, and C, and in writing, but that's a whole nother video about birth plans. But your doula is there to assist you with your birth plan and just be there with you every step of the way. So when you're in labor, if someone is just there for you, if someone is there helping you to advocate for yourself, if someone's there helping to relieve someone to go to the restroom or get you some water, or just be that extra person that's there for physical support, emotional support, then lots of people just feel a lot better about their experiences. And also, we all know that when you're more educated and when you know more about what's really going on, that automatically makes your experience better. I mean, y'all don't know how many stories I hear about, OMG, you cannot believe what happened during my birth. Oh my gosh, this happened and that happened and this had to happen because there was nothing else that could be done. Well, that may be the case in some situations, but it's so many things that I hear that are so common to me, that are just something that with a little bit of support, a little bit of information before labor began and during and throughout as things begin to cascade and take different paths, if you just really had that advocate, or someone who helps you advocate for yourself rather, then it could be such a different outcome. It could be such a different experience. So that tip number one is super important to me, and really just kind of starts the basic conversation of how doulas can be a support and help you wade through some very common things during pregnancy, labor, and birth. Okay, that's number one. Number two is that it is statistically shown that doulas help you to avoid as many medical interventions such as C-sections and others, but medical interventions are shown to be decreased with the presence of a doula. And you know what? I'm not surprised. That doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise you. If that surprises you, drop me a comment below and tell me why. Tell me why that surprised you. Or if you're like, definitely based on experiences or different thoughts, drop me some comments about why you think that makes sense. So just some of the reasons are, you can imagine. Let's just give one example. So let's just say that baby is in a difficult position or something may be happening. And if you can imagine, if you just maybe stayed in bed, or you could possibly be confined to bed. I understand if you've had an epidural or other interventions, but let's just say no interventions have taken place so far. If baby's in a difficult position, or let's say you're not progressing as fast as one would think, that's a whole nother story about my thoughts about that. Think about it. If there's someone there to coach you and assist you and encourage you and say, hey, instead of laying here, let's get on the ball, let's walk, let's squat. Let's use a rebozo, which is a scarf that you use to do all different types of things. Let's do this or do that, all types of ideas. So your doula is there because many times, I know me, even with having the birth experiences I've had, I knew I needed a doula on point, right there with me, moment to moment, because when I'm in my birthing zone, and I'm really working through the different waves or tightenings or contractions, if you want to call it that, then I know that sometimes me being able to make certain decisions or think ahead or see from the outside looking in can become a little challenging. So to have someone there to just help me move to the next position or suggest things that can really help me and baby along, because positioning and gravity, OMG, they make a total difference. I mean, it's so hard for me to isolate this video and not get all the way off into the weeds. So I'm going to try to stay in this lane to talk about doulas. But my point is, imagine the differences that positioning and different holistic tactics and just movement, freedom of movement and different things that you can do to kind of move things along or change a certain path that you may be going down, where you can change that just by doing a few simple things as opposed to medical interventions. So there's certainly, and you know, after there's one intervention, then you're certainly more kind of on that slippery slope for the next one and the next one and the next one. So having a doula present can certainly help you just continue to progress, continue to let your body do exactly what it's designed to do. So definitely number 2 is a good tip and a good reason why I just love doulas. Okay. Number 3, this one definitely means a lot to me. Just the idea of having shorter labor times. Okay, come on somebody, who don't want to have a shorter labor? And of course there are no guarantees with anything, but there have been studies that have shown that having a doula present can help shorten your labor. Again, reasons could be, there are lots of reasons. One of the reasons for me I thought about was shortened labors is that if being upright, if movement, if squatting, if changes in position, if even the thought process behind what we're doing and what my body is doing and what the purpose of a tightening or contraction is, the idea is that it's squeezing, pushing. We have to get these babies out, and our bodies have been so well designed. And for me to just have the realization that this feeling that I'm having is a good thing. It's something that's bringing my baby closer to me faster so that I can just kiss and love all over my baby, then just my thought process. And we know that our thoughts truly affect our bodies. So everything from mental to the physical part of moving, squatting, walking, balls, all different types of things that you can do to kind of help let gravity work with you instead of against you if you're not able to do some of those things, that certainly has shown shorter labors. So I know for sure in my case, which I'll share at the end, my very shortest labor, it was just absolutely amazing to see what my body could really do. So that's definitely a great tip and really important piece. Okay. Last one, and again, we're doing part 1 and 2 of this series because I don't want to do too much. We don't want to overwhelm you all at once. So just want to give you some quick tips. So the last one, tip number 5, is simply just having that person who can go with you no matter what interventions happen, no matter what goes down. That person is there for you, there with you, there to encourage you, and there to help you advocate. For example, if you have a birthing center birth, this is just an example planned, and let's say you have to be transferred to your local hospital or to a nearby hospital, that birth doula can go with you. The midwife will have to, in that case, in many cases, turn over care to the hospital doctors or the hospital midwives. But that doula is ride or die with you, whether you're over here, over there, wherever you are. And many doulas even hang around a little bit to maybe help you in terms of making sure that if you do plan to nurse, that baby's latching and that you're good, dad's good, partner's good, family's good, everybody's good. So you just have that extra support, not only during the pregnancy and preparing for the big day, at the birth, after the birth. And for so many people, those doulas become a long-term or long-time friend or part of your family or just part of your support circle. So I have had such amazing experiences. I'd love to talk a little bit about mine. So for my all 3 births, I've had 3 births, the birth of Sanaya Leilani, Cameron Isaiah, and Zoe Grace. And for all 3 of them, I had a doula, wasn't going to do it any other way. And all 3 of those were also very different birth plans. The first one was a planned hospital birth, second planned birthing center birth, and the last one was a planned home birth with a midwife. And all 3 of those experiences for me meant, where's the doula at? Okay. So for the first 2, I actually had the same doula. By my second birth, she had moved on to some other things, but I called her. I'm like, okay, hold on. So can you just come back into this for me? Can you do it for me? Because I really, really had that much of a connection with my doula. And even moving to another state, I had my first 2 in the state of Florida and my last one here in South Carolina, right here in this house where I'm talking to you guys from. And I found an amazing doula for that birth as well. So for me, it's been just a mainstay, something that I have to have. And they really, really helped me accomplish the birth plans of my dreams. I had plan A, B, and C. I was going to be wonderful and happy as long as I got a beautiful, wonderful, healthy baby. But I certainly set out on a course, and I knew for sure that I could reach that goal. And what I did know is that I needed a doula. And sometimes I saw a doula as almost like a shot caller. And even the best, think about it, even the best athletes, do they just go it alone or do they have a coach? They have a coach. Everybody needs a coach. No matter what you're doing in life, you can certainly benefit from the expertise, the love, the support, the ability to see from the outside looking in. And so I really, really, really enjoyed those experiences. And all of my doulas did everything from labor with me over the phone to coming to the house before going to the hospital if you have a hospital or birthing center birth, and all different types of things they did, breathing with me, looking into my eyes, letting me know, Kiwa, you can do it. You've got this. And the benefit of having that doula beforehand, and I know certainly some hospitals offer doulas, but having one that I've met with, that I've gained a rapport with, that I've practiced certain techniques with before the birth just meant the most. I almost venture to say that I just don't know if reaching the ultimate goals that I've reached with my births would be possible without the support of a doula, because a doula is very different from a mom or from a spouse in that they are there for different roles. So to me, I wanted kind of wraparound services. I wanted just, I don't know, the whole package. I wanted mom there for that OMG, the motherly support that just nobody else can provide. I had to have my spouse there because the strength that he gave me, the ability to know, bae, for real, we got this, okay? You've got it. I'm here with you, the person that I'm with every single day. And then having that doula there to be able to let others know what I might need, to be able to pull in, pull up, and let me know, hey, let's try this, let's do this. And lots of times without very many words. It's amazing, just the connection, the ability for someone to help you in ways that sometimes you don't even need words. So it's just been an amazing experience for me. And that is certainly what led me to wanting to be a doula myself. I just knew it. Even 10 years ago, almost 11 years ago now, when I had Sanaya, I was so impacted and so touched by the experience of what a doula brought to my life and to my family and to that whole experience that I knew that one day I would be a doula myself. And then this is that day. So I'm super excited about this journey, having a couple moms already ready to just experience Doula Kiwa. So I'm super excited about that. And that's also what drove me to create products and services that support doulas and also support what I'm doing and what I'm providing and what I want to share with other moms, whether they have a doula or not, me or someone else, whatever the case may be. And that's where the pregnancy and birth affirmations, audio affirmations were born. Because as you can see in many of the pictures I've shown and all that, I was tuned in, zoned in, headphones on, and that music and those words and hearing the power of affirmations during labor and how that supports what a doula is doing, it meant so much to me that I had to write my own, go in the studio and record it and provide that as an instant download for moms and doulas all around the world. So I'm so excited about that and how everything just relating to doula, relating to just informing moms, equipping moms, and just giving them information where they can advocate for themselves, make great decisions for themselves, have great affordable products and resources to just help them along the way. So this definitely is a passion, an area that I just hope everybody looks into if you're having a little one. And I love when folks watch, whether it's men or grandmothers or other folks, even if you're not the one, just helping to inform yourself to be able to share and inform others. So this is what I have, guys, and that's all for this part 1 of our part 2 series about doulas, and I'm just super excited to share more. So make sure, if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that alert bell, because I want you to be the first to know when part 2 drops, as well as many other great videos and great content just for you. So leave me a comment. Let me know, have you used a doula before? If you have, just tell us a little bit about your experience. Tell me. And also, do you think you'll have one for subsequent births or future births? And do you suggest them to other people? I just want to hear what y'all have to say about doulas, because it's just an amazing topic, something I'm super excited to talk about. So I'm going to get out of here because y'all know me. I can just keep on going and keep on talking about the things that I love. So see you soon. Take care, and I'll see you next time.